What's up, guys? This is Taurus with HVAC Tutor. I'm here with Kenny. Kenny's one of my new students, and he's been gracious enough to let us kind of do a little walkthrough on his plant and kind of talk some of the different parts. A lot of the stuff that they ask about on the fire department tests, he has here chillers, air-cooled condensers, air handling units, chilled water pumps. A lot of stuff they ask about on the test. So, Kenny, number one, what's your background? How did you get into this industry?
Started off as a custodian,
Okay.
cleaner, got into cleaning, talked to a couple older guys, talked to engineers. Since I was young, they're telling me to get all my certificate of fitnesses, so I started small, compressor, boiler, oil tank, fire guard, sprinkler, standpipe, fire panel, fire extinguisher. Started off small with that. Then I wanted to.
How old are you now?
I'm 22.
22.
I started in this building when I was 20.
Okay.
So,
So 22, that's very young to be in this industry. And I get a lot of people who they think it's impossible to be your age to get into this industry. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to interview you, to show people that it's not impossible. As a matter of fact, you were telling me about your brother-in-law?
My brother-in-law is 25 years old. He started here when he was 18 in the schools. He, instead of going to college, received his refrigeration license at 19, so that's a year out being out of high school. Got his refrigeration license, ran this plant for 4.5 years. Has all of his certificate of fitnesses, worked very hard, learned all of the systems, studied, put all of the time in, extra time besides working. Applied to one place, NYU, and he got into NYU, and now he's an operating engineer, foreman. So, and he's only 25 years old.
He's 25. He's making six figures, right?
Yes, $55 an hour. That's straight pay, and with overtime, he could be making $160,000 a year easily.
At 25 years old.
Years old.
At 25. You know, I try to explain to people the opportunities that exist in this industry if you take it seriously and you don't wait. And this is why I'm really happy to have like young guys. Usually I train a lot of older guys and they're kind of like a little laid back with it. And I'm trying to get people excited about this because, number one, this industry is the future. Every commercial building, every school, every hospital, and more residential buildings.
And what I've learned too is not to be cocky or sound, but if you have the drive and you want to work hard, you're going to beat anybody out, because a lot of people don't want to put the work in because they know it's a lot of work. But if you put the work in, you will see everything will work out for you. That's it.
Yeah.
You could pass anybody.
Now, before you started studying with me, where'd you go to?
Turner.
You went to Turner School?
Turner School.
Okay, not to name any names, but what would you say was your experience at Turner School?
Turner was great because it gave me the 200 hours, and I got my EPA and everything, which is very important instead of going 2 to 4 years. But Turner was basically a study guide on which they just told you what to study. They taught me some, but they told me what to study, and that was pretty much it.
So, you actually work in a plant.
Yes.
Do you feel like the material they gave you the in-depth understanding of the stuff you actually get to work with every day?
50-50. So,
Did you get to see any machinery, any pictures?
Once, a brief walkthrough, and that was it.
Okay. But like, do you feel like you would have been able to look at these different components and understand, let's say if this was a job interview and they brought you in here, to become an engineer, and they wanted you to point out these different things. Do you feel like that what you learned would have helped you?
Before starting with you, no. And after 2 weeks of you teaching me, now I can.
That's I really appreciate that, man. But that's the thing. You got guys like you are the future of this industry, man, and it makes me really proud to look at a guy like you at your age, all the things you could be doing. Like, we're here on a Sunday, you're here and you're, a lot of guys would be
10-hour day.
10-hour day. I mean, think about that. Like, I got my sons over here with me. By the time they're your age, I want them to be doing what you're doing as opposed to all these other things, because by the time you're ready to start having a family, you're already gonna be set up. Like set up for life. You're gonna have a high paying job, you're gonna have great benefits, you're gonna have all these things, and you're gonna have a career that you can pass down to your children the same way I'm trying to pass this down to my children. So like, keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna get you through this test, man, and we're gonna be moving on. So that's it for me, Taurus McBride, HVAC tutor. See you guys later.